Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into something that is absolutely critical for our automated world, the AI ethics audit.
All right, let's just jump right in. I mean, think about it. AI is getting more and more powerful, right? It's woven into, well, everything. How you get a job, how you get a loan. And because of that, when it messes up, the stakes are just so much higher.
And this isn't some sci-fi movie scenario, you know? This is real life. We've already seen some pretty high-profile examples of AI causing real, tangible harm to people. Just take a look at this pattern. It's really something. Back in 2014, Amazon had this recruiting AI. But it was trained on a decade of mostly male resumes. So guess what? It literally taught itself to throw out resumes that had phrases like women's chess club captain. Fast forward to 2019, the Apple Card. It was investigated because it was giving men way higher credit limits than women, even when they had shared finances and the women had better credit scores. And then, in 2022, you've got these European audits showing facial recognition systems having error rates up to 30% higher for people with darker skin. See, this isn't just a glitch in the system. It's a clear pattern of unintended and frankly discriminatory consequences.
And get this, the AI market is set to be worth over $4 trillion by 2030. That's trillion with a T. So these systems, they're only going to get more common. The need for some kind of real safeguard, well, it's never been more urgent.
So, what do we do about this? What's the answer to this massive growing problem? Well, for a lot of experts, the solution is something called the AI ethics audit.
The easiest way to think about it, it's like a full head-to-toe health checkup for an AI. But it's not just about finding a problem after the damage is done. Nope. It's designed to be a diagnostic tool and a preventative measure. It looks at the AI across its entire life, from the first spark of an idea all the way to how it's being used out in the real world.
And here's where things get really different. A traditional software audit, it's pretty straightforward. It just asks, does the code work? Are there security holes? But an AI ethics audit, it asks much, much deeper questions. It asks, does the code work fairly for everyone? And what's its actual impact on society? It's a huge leap from just technical stuff to grappling with real core ethical principles.
Okay, so how do we actually build that trust? It really starts with breaking down what an audit looks at. It all comes down to a few core pillars.
First things first, a good audit has to look at the entire AI pipeline. And I mean everything. It's not just about the final bit of code. It's about the data it was trained on, how the model was designed in the first place, the rules and governance surrounding it, and, crucially, how it's watched and monitored after it's been released. So the pillars we're about to talk about, they have to be applied to every single one of these stages.
All right, pillar number 1, fairness. And honestly, you could argue this is the most important one. This is all about making sure the AI doesn't just copy and then amplify the biases that already exist in our society. So an audit will use statistical tests to check for this. For example, does a loan algorithm reject people from different groups at the same rate? Are people who are genuinely similar getting similar results? That's what we're aiming for.
Okay, next up is transparency. You've probably heard that a lot of AI models are like a black box, right? We put data in, we get a decision out, but what happens in the middle is a complete mystery. Well, transparency is all about prying that box open. We do this with things like model cards. Think of them like a nutrition label for an algorithm. And by demanding clear, simple explanations for why the AI made a certain decision.
And the third pillar is accountability. So what happens when it goes wrong? Who's responsible? This pillar makes sure there are clear answers to that. It establishes who owns the AI system. It ensures there's always a human in the loop who can step in, override it, or just shut it down. And this is so important, it creates clear ways for you or me to appeal a decision that's affected us.
Okay, this all sounds great and totally essential, right? But let's be real for a second. What happens if a company just skips all this? Well, as we're about to see, the fallout isn't just about ethics, it hits the bottom line, hard.
This chart just lays it out so clearly. That little bar, that's the cost of doing an audit. That giant bar next to it, that's the potential cost in fines and damages if you don't. The upfront investment is tiny, trivial, compared to the massive financial and reputational disaster that can happen if an AI goes off the rails. And governments are starting to put some serious teeth behind this stuff. Take the EU's new AI Act.
It's a total game changer. Under this act, if you deploy a high-risk AI that isn't compliant, the fines can go up to 30 million euros, or a whopping 6% of your company's global annual revenue. That's a number that gets everyone's attention.
And believe me, it doesn't just stop with the fines. You're looking at massive class action lawsuits from people who've been harmed. You're looking at catastrophic damage to your brand and losing the trust of your customers, which can take years to rebuild. And in some cases, regulators can just step in and issue a ban, ordering the AI system to be shut down completely. Poof, gone.
So all of this leads to a really important point. Doing an audit once isn't the end of the story. It can't be. It has to be part of a much bigger ongoing commitment. And this is a view you hear from leading researchers in the field like Dr. Timnit Gebru. The big takeaway here is that you can't look at an audit as just another expense, another annoying compliance checkbox. You have to see it as a core strategic investment in the health and future of your entire business.
So really, the end goal here isn't just to pass the audit. It's about building a whole culture of responsibility inside an organization, a culture where ethical AI is just a core value, where it's baked into the daily work of everyone involved, not because they have to check a box, but because it's a fundamental part of building good, trustworthy technology.
And that really leaves us with one last big question. A question for every leader, every developer, really for all of us. Is the goal just to build AI that's compliant, that ticks the boxes? Or are we really trying to build a culture of genuine, lasting responsibility? Because the answer to that, that's what's going to define the kind of future we're all creating.